For 9 long months in 2005 and 2006, Phoenix's Baseline Road area was terrorized by a ruthless killer. Women were being abducted in broad daylight, and those who resisted the killer's advances were shot in the head. After 1 year and 9 victims, police arrested a construction worker, Mark Goudeau, dubbing him the Baseline Killer. Wendy Goudeau, his beautiful wife, stands firm in her belief that her husband is being railroaded and fiercely fights to prove his innocence. Get ready for an incredible story. I'm Joy Krause, and today we're delving into Wendy Goudeau's mesmerizing journey. Picture this. Back in her dating days, Wendy meets Mark, and kaboom! His charm and chemistry immediately cast an enchanting spell. Now, zoom ahead 20 years, and their love has evolved, growing stronger and deeper with each passing year. Then one day, Wendy's world is flipped upside down. The man she cherishes and adores, her husband Mark, is now facing shocking accusations of being a serial killer. How is that even possible? I mean, if her husband truly is a serial killer, why wasn't it obvious? 20 years? Come on, seriously? But what if it isn't true? Or what if a killer's dark side could easily hide behind charm and charisma? And many times it does. It's mind-boggling, but throughout history, tons of beautiful, successful, and desirable women have fallen head over heels for men with a dark side, like serial killers. It's a bizarre phenomenon, isn't it? And when I stumbled upon it, I was like, no way. I mean, seriously, these gals had so many other romantic options. Why go for these guys? Well, inquiring minds need to know, right? Especially about something as unexpected as this. So for over 10 years, I've been down this rabbit hole, obsessively researching, digging for stories, chasing down clues. Some people I know just brushed off my obsession with, Joy, these women are just all nuts. Yeah, it was pretty obvious they thought I was nuts too. But hey, you know what? Sometimes being a little bit nuts takes a person to places no one else would dare to go. So I've spent a huge chunk of the last 10 years, hours and hours, days, nights, weekends, speaking with inmates, prison officials, psychologists, basically anybody who wouldn't hang up on me. But more importantly, I've sat for hours with women who are knee-deep in this bizarre world, hoping to unearth some clues. Well, you know, there's no one-size-fits-all for this attraction, but there are some common threads. Whether it's falling for sweet romancing, craving a dangerous high, or just knowing where your guy hangs out at 3 a.m. Here's the thing. When a guy's locked up behind bars, it's isolating. Their freedom to wander around doing whatever deeds they do is gone. So, in order to get back some control, some freedoms, some human contact with the outside world, they learn traits that would potentially attract women, like becoming good listeners, flattery, promising devotion, exclusivity, and the list goes on. When Wendy Goudeau shared stories about her husband Mark, she kept emphasizing his funny side. Funny? Now that was a new one for me. A potential serial killer with a playful sense of humor? I asked her about it.
Mark has always made me laugh. He's funny. He's a funny guy, and he likes to make me laugh, and I gotta love that.
And I hope you love this exciting episode of Killer Love Hacks, because we're about to spill the secrets about a love hack that could change the relationship game for you, which is the magic of blending love and laughter in your relationships. Hang on tight as we explore a very unique love relationship and uncover the secrets that can genuinely spice up your love life in this episode entitled Tickle Your Love Life, The Power of Playfulness. So let's get set and jump right in with our experts, Wendy and Mark Goudeau, Ron and Nancy Reagan, Lucille Ball, and others. Okay, seriously, how do you possibly blend playfulness and serial killer in the same thought? And why would Wendy ever imagine having to put those two thoughts together? I mean, she's living a happy life, surrounded by a close-knit family and a husband she adores. Well, according to Shayna Hogan, a reporter who was deeply submerged in the Baseline killer case and got to know Wendy very well, here's how the story unfolds.
One day, she thinks everything's normal. He actually at the time was working construction, making good money, and the police surround their house, and he's arrested, and Wendy is told, "You are married to a serial killer."
Let's take a moment to picture this. You're at the sink washing dishes. You look out your kitchen window. Cops with rifles are everywhere. Your husband is being hauled off. Can you imagine that? I couldn't. How in the world could this happen? I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to ask Wendy about that moment in person. We sat together at her home just before Mark's upcoming trial on appeal. She only agreed to the interview because she believed it might somehow help her husband's case. For hours we slogged through the heavy crime stuff, the crimes, the arrest, the investigation, and the conviction. Every once in a while we had to come up for air from all those gritty details. And that's when we'd hit pause, take a deep breath, flip through some pictures from their life, and chat about happier times. I asked Wendy about the moment she first met Mark.
Well, when Mark and I met, we were attracted to each other immediately. Emotionally and all the ways you can be attracted to somebody. And we started living together pretty quickly. And Mark is fun. Mark loves life, and he just gets high on the littlest things of life, like hiking or getting the car fixed. So we had fun,
Mark is fun. Those three words kept coming up. If it was the relationship glue for them, could it be the glue for other couples too? How important is having fun together? And is it true that couples who do play together stay together? Well, the love sleuths and relationship detectives over at the Gottman Institute, Drs. John and Julie Gottman, seem to think so. These two very smart researchers spend their days unlocking the secrets of successful couples. They feel that couples who sprinkle in more fun time together enjoy benefits that build a strong bond and crank up the intimacy. Yep, it turns out that letting the good times roll promotes more rolls in the hay, among other things. And according to Time magazine, Nancy and President Ronald Reagan were best friends. they loved being near each other. Even their son Ron said, quote, their happiest moments weren't in the spotlight. They were happiest when they were eating a TV dinner on the couch and watching a movie together, just laughing and enjoying each other's company. Closed quotes. Sharing moments and enjoying each other's company. I think Mark Twain nailed it when he said, quote, to get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. Closed quote. I'm not sure if you must have someone to divide it with, but I do feel that when you do, it's a great gift. Wendy and Mark were all about finding joy in the simple moments.
You know, when I came home from work, I would see Mark's little truck parked in the driveway, and I would go, oh, yay, Mark's home. I mean, that's the kind of relationship we had. We just enjoyed each other's company so much. We haven't laughed for a really long time, because we lost that for a while. But Mark has always made me laugh. He's funny. He's a funny guy, and he likes to make me laugh, and I gotta love that.
It reminds me of something Lucille Ball once said. You know Lucy, that lovable, quirky TV redhead who knew a thing or two about having fun. Well, she said, the more you love, the more you can laugh. And the more you can laugh, the more you can love. Okay, we're getting to know each other pretty well by now. So I'm going to share a really embarrassing moment of my life. One time, I had a really important date with a guy I wanted to impress. We were going to an NFL Titans game whose colors, as I later learned, were red and blue. But I thought they were orange, like Tennessee's college team. Well, did you know there are 35 variations of orange that are used in tennis shoes, leggings, eyeglass frames, straw hats? Yeah, I looked like an exploding pumpkin. When my date arrived, I opened my front door and he just stood there in shock. Have you ever had a time in your life when you realize you've done something completely idiotic, but you don't know what it is yet? Well, after he recovered, he grinned and said, well, Orange, you amazing. We had no clue back then, but that crazy moment ended up shaping our future together. And to this day, he still calls me Pumpkin. So, laughter. Did you ever wonder what goes on inside us when we burst into laughter? It's like our happy hormones, the endorphins, are throwing a laughter party inside us and inviting all their buddies. You know, like stress, the immune system, and hearts to join in the fun. Speaking of fun, Wendy reminisced about the fun moments she and Mark once shared.
I used to, be in the kitchen. I'd look outside. Mark would be outside doing yard work, and you'd see me look at him. He would do something funny just to make me laugh.
Then one day, the laughter stopped. It was a Saturday afternoon. Wendy was on the phone with her sister. She looked outside and didn't see Mark.
So I was home first before Mark, and I was on the phone talking to my sister, and I looked in my backyard, and I saw a man in fatigues, right there, with a rifle. And I said to my sister, I said, oh my God, there's a man in my backyard with a rifle. And of course she's like, what? And then there's a knock on my door, and some of it's a little blurry for me, but I do remember, I think at that point I knew it was police. And I opened the door, and they just kind of rushed me. They seized my phone and hung up on my sister, and kind of took me outside and made me stand in one area. And they were everywhere. They were all over the front yard, backyard, helicopters.
Mark was arrested that day, 2006. 1 year later, he was tried and convicted of 19 offenses. His charges included sexual assault, sexual abuse, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. I asked Wendy how she felt about Mark's arrest.
I said, well, what's this about? What's going on? And Alex Media said, well, he's being arrested for rapes. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, we have his DNA. And I said, you know what? I said, that's bullshit. Mark is completely innocent. I haven't seen anything that tells me Mark has committed these crimes. Not personally or any of the police reports. Not in the most remote way. I look back and I don't see anything out of place or odd or weird. Nothing. Nothing.
While you might not relate to Wendy and Mark's circumstances, one thing is crystal clear. There's shared joy in each other's company. I asked Wendy, what would you do if Mark were ever released?
We just want to be together no matter where that is. Again, hiking, road trips, barbecuing. I think the alike part is all of that, common goals, emotionally, thinking alike. He makes me laugh. Mark's funny. I make him laugh. That's real important. Even now, he makes me laugh. So, yeah, I know. It's incredible. We haven't laughed for a really long time, but because we lost that for a while. But Mark has always made me laugh. He's funny. He's a funny guy, and he likes to make me laugh. And I gotta love that.
The big takeaway in this episode? Laughter is more than just an endorphin high in relationships. It's the anchor that keeps us grounded even in the stormiest seas. But why would we peek inside prison walls for relationship insights? It seems like that would be the last place we would look. Well, it's because so many women who are looking for love are looking there. I know it seems so illogical, doesn't it? The opposite of what you'd expect. But it's a fact. Men behind bars are more popular than you could ever imagine. They become pros in the language of love, picking up their skills from their own school of hard knocks. Now, I'm not claiming their motives are noble, but the relationship tricks they've honed, well, they just might add a little spice to your own love life. Wendy and Mark Goudeau's journey has given us a front row seat to the powerful blend of laughter, fun, and playfulness, which is this episode's unbeatable killer love hack. I'm Joy Krause, and thanks for tuning in to this segment of Killer Love Hacks. Like comedian Victor Borges said, laughter is the closest distance between two people. So let's keep giggling through the weird and wild parts of life, because sharing a laugh is the coolest way to connect. So here's to more laughs, less wrinkles, and celebrating our own awesome kind of weird together. Well, I love spending time with you, and I'm super excited to dive into more of Wendy and Mark Goudeau's story next time. We'll talk about her unwavering love and devotion to her husband, who authorities claim is the baseline killer. But is he the real killer? Some people, especially Wendy, swear they've got the wrong guy, and they've got the proof to back it up. So in our next episode, we're laying out all the facts, and we'll let you be the judge of this gripping tale. Stay tuned for the jaw-dropping revelations. We'll also explore another relationship love hack that continues to keep their love alive even while Mark sits on death row. It's entitled Communication, Bridging Hearts, and Busting Down Walls. Also be sure to delve into the pages of my latest book, Killer Love Hacks, available on Amazon or our website, killerlovehacks.com, because inside you'll discover behind-the-scenes tales of the fascinating people featured in our episodes. This is not just a book. It is a treasure trove of insights and practical tips about love, relationships, and mastering the art of navigating life. You know, as I write these episodes, I feel like you're right here with me, sipping coffee, shooting the breeze, and exploring the mysteries of relationships together. Yeah, I hope you feel that way too. I'd love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed today's stories, please subscribe so you'll never miss an episode, and please leave a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Your feedback and your company mean the world to me. So long for now. I'll catch you next time.